Intergenerational equity is a concept familiar to environmental lawyers, but has recently gained currency as an economic concept by which our tax system is to be ordered. In itself, it is an uncontroversial concept that we are the stewards of the environment, of wealth, and I would venture to add of our political and legal systems for the generations to come. And just as we benefit from the hard work and social investment of our parents and grandparents, so we have an obligation to, if you like, pay it forward. This is the principle by which families have always worked. Children who benefited from the care and love of their parents, in turn become parents and offer that care and love to the next generation. Parents husband resources, investing them in future generations, supporting their children and their grandchildren. The family home is more than a capital asset. It provides the stable base on which family life is built and provides the frame of family memories. As the great Australian philosopher Darryl Kerrigan observed, it's not a house, it's a home. Or as Pope Leo XIV observed recently in Spain, in the home, generations intertwine and a living memory is passed on, giving inner continuity to society. The family will always be the first school of humanity, where one learns before anywhere else the basic grammar of living together, welcoming life, caring for others, forgiving, serving and belonging. Intergenerational equity is a complicated way of expressing that basic grammar of living together, welcoming life, caring for others, recognising that what we enjoy, materially, environmentally and socially, is ours to care for and steward for ourselves and for the future. It is easiest to see how this works in the family, and parents who often go without themselves to meet the needs of their children are exemplars of intergenerational equity. For they look beyond the limited horizon of themselves and their immediate needs and actively participate in creating our future. A future they want to be just and equitable and shared by their children. Which is why it is so disappointing that this Labor Treasurer, Jim Chalmers, is providing us with such a distorted version of intergenerational equity. He is not talking about generations building the future together as families do. Rather, he is seeking to hold up the generation of parents of adult children, the Anthony Albanese generation, if you will, as culprits and vandals who have somehow stolen their children's future. Can't afford a house? Blame your parents. Can't afford to have children? It's your greedy parents' fault. This is a perversion of intergenerational equity and is the language of intergenerational attack, not equity. And it is a poor distraction from a government whose housing policy and energy policy have failed, yet cannot admit this and pivot for the welfare of all Australians. It also entirely overlooks intragenerational equity. In painting targets on the boomers who live in family houses in the suburbs, this rhetoric entirely ignores the reality that a quarter of those over 50 live in poverty, and the fastest growing group of homeless people are older women. Often this is because of family breakdown. When the family, which is the real engine of intergenerational equity, crumbles, so too does housing and many social supports. We take the family for granted, but families are straining under the weight that they are expected to bear with no recognition or support for the vital role they play. The greatest protector of wealth, of stable housing, of adequate living standards is strong family life. A family which continues to care for each other through the generations. A family which by its very nature preserves today for the benefit of tomorrow. A real policy to support intergenerational equity would not seek to pit generations against each other, as this Treasurer is doing, nor reduce us all and our contributions to economic units. It would recognise that adult children who rightly seek to build families and homes of their own are in a position to shape the future because of the care and support of previous generations, and any equitable position deserves recognition of these past investments. There is a better word to describe the project of intergenerational equity, and that word is family.